Throughout history, figures have claimed to be chosen ones, with their actions leaving indelible marks, some inspiring, others catastrophic. Jesus Christ declared, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." He redefined what it means to sacrifice, to love, and to live with divine purpose, embodying the ultimate example of a chosen one. In stark contrast, Jim Jones proclaimed, "Those who remain loyal will inherit the earth," using this claim of divine authority to manipulate and devastate lives. These contrasting figures raise a crucial question. What does it truly mean to be a chosen one? More importantly, how can we discern authenticity from deception in a world where self-proclaimed leaders are abundant, each vying for influence? What defines a chosen one? It isn't self-proclamation or grandiose claims, but the evidence of a profound purpose that shines through their actions. These individuals carry an unshakable sense of mission, a deep authenticity, and a commitment to inspire transformation in others. True chosen ones don't need to declare their status. Their lives are proof of their calling. They embody selflessness, strength, and unwavering resolve in the face of challenges. At the heart of a chosen one lies a unique combination of humility and confidence. They are acutely aware of their purpose, but do not wield it as a tool for self-aggrandizement. Instead, they serve others, often sacrificing their comfort and security to fulfill their mission. Their authenticity resonates with people, fostering trust and admiration without the need for coercion or manipulation. Jesus Christ is the ultimate example of what it means to be chosen. His teachings on love, forgiveness, and compassion challenged the status quo and offered humanity a path towards spiritual transformation. Unlike pretenders who seek to elevate themselves, Christ's life was defined by service. From healing the sick to standing against oppression, he demonstrated that being chosen is about giving, not taking. His ultimate sacrifice, laying down his life for humanity, illustrates the depth of purpose and selflessness that defines a true chosen one. In the modern world, figures like LeBron James serve as examples of chosen individuals within their unique spheres. Though celebrated for his basketball talent, James's real legacy lies in his relentless efforts to uplift his community. By founding the I Promise School and advocating for social justice, he has shown how purpose and influence can intersect to create lasting change. His actions prove that being chosen isn't confined to spiritual realms. It can manifest in any context where authenticity and service prevail. A defining trait of true chosen ones is their ability to rise above personal gain and focus on collective progress. They understand that their gifts and abilities are not for their benefit alone, but for the betterment of others. This selflessness sets them apart from those who use influence for selfish ends. Whether it's a spiritual leader guiding their flock or a public figure using their platform for good, their impact stems from an unyielding dedication to uplifting those around them. Another hallmark of chosen ones is their ability to inspire others without demanding blind loyalty. They do not rely on fear, coercion, or manipulation to lead. Instead, their authenticity compels others to follow willingly. This genuine connection is what makes their influence so enduring. Their followers are not mere disciples but partners in the shared vision of creating a better world. Chosen ones often emerge in times of turmoil or uncertainty, when their purpose becomes a beacon for others. They bring clarity to confusion and hope to despair, not through empty promises, but through meaningful actions. Their presence offers stability and direction, qualities that are sorely needed in chaotic times. In many ways, they become the moral compass that others look to when all else seems lost. Importantly, being chosen is not about perfection. Even the most revered chosen ones have faced moments of doubt, struggle, and failure. What sets them apart is their resilience and commitment to their purpose. They do not seek validation from others, but remain steadfast in their mission, even when faced with criticism or adversity. This unyielding focus on their calling is what ultimately defines their chosen status. Drop a comment. I don't seek validation, if your purpose is greater than their opinions. Not all who claim to be chosen ones embody the authenticity and purpose required of such a role. Throughout history, countless individuals have exploited the concept of being chosen, using it as a tool for manipulation rather than service. These so-called fake chosen ones often present themselves as saviors or visionaries, but their motives reveal a far darker reality. Unlike true chosen ones who uplift and inspire, these individuals prioritize their own power, wealth, or ego. A stark example of a fake chosen one is Jim Jones, the infamous leader of the People's Temple. Jones initially presented himself as a charismatic leader with a vision of equality and utopia. However, beneath his facade of spirituality and altruism lay an insatiable desire for control. He manipulated his followers with fear and false promises, leading to the tragic mass suicide at Jonestown. Jones exemplifies how false leaders can prey on vulnerability and exploit trust for their own ends. Jung Myung-seok, another self-proclaimed messianic figure, followed a similar pattern of manipulation and exploitation. Claiming divine authority, he used his position to gain power over his followers, eventually facing conviction for crimes that betrayed the very principles he pretended to uphold. These examples highlight how fake chosen ones can weaponize faith and hope, turning them into tools of harm rather than healing. However, fake chosen ones are not confined to infamous historical figures. They can be found in everyday life. Think of the judgmental friend who cloaks their criticism in a guise of spiritual enlightenment. They claim superior understanding, but use it to belittle others, creating division instead of fostering growth. Such individuals mirror the traits of fake chosen ones, using perceived wisdom as a tool for control rather than empowerment. Another everyday example is the closed-minded neighbor who insists their spiritual path is the only valid one. While they may speak of deep connection and divine purpose, their actions often exclude or ostracize others based on superficial differences. These individuals prioritize conformity over compassion, building walls where bridges should exist. They misuse the idea of being chosen as a means to elevate themselves while diminishing others. A key characteristic of fake chosen ones is their reliance on exclusivity and superiority. True leaders embrace openness and collaboration, but pretenders thrive on creating divisions. They often position themselves as gatekeepers of spiritual truth, fostering an environment where loyalty is demanded rather than earned. This approach feeds their egos while isolating those who follow them from genuine spiritual growth. Fake chosen ones also exploit vulnerability. They identify people who are searching for purpose or belonging and use their charisma to fill that void. By offering certainty and guidance, they build a following that becomes dependent on their validation. This dependence is then leveraged for personal gain, whether through financial exploitation, emotional control, or blind loyalty. One of the most insidious traits of these individuals is their inability to practice what they preach. They speak of love, humility, and enlightenment, but fail to embody these values. Instead, their actions reveal a desire for domination rather than service. The dissonance between their words and deeds eventually exposes their true intentions, but often not before causing significant harm to those who trusted them. Identifying fake chosen ones requires careful observation of their behavior. Words can be deceptive, but actions rarely lie. A true chosen one uplifts and empowers, asking for nothing in return. Fake chosen ones, on the other hand, demand loyalty, resources, or unquestioning devotion. By understanding these distinctions, you can protect yourself from those who use the concept of being chosen for selfish purposes. This message isn't for everyone, and if you don't feel it, that's fine. Move along. But if you felt it, deep in your bones, you'll know this is for you. Here's to the chosen ones, the ones who don't fit in, the ones who see beyond the veil, the ones who've been told to stay quiet, to settle, to conform, but never could. They aren't interested in what's ordinary. They aren't here to follow someone else's rules. They're the light in the dark, the storm that shatters illusions, the unshakable, the unstoppable, the untouchable. While the world is busy running circles, they're walking their own path, alone if they must. Not for the applause, not for the approval, but because it's who they are. Here's to the ones who take what was meant to destroy them and transform it into something divine. The ones who carry wisdom that can't be taught, only earned. If this resonates with you, then maybe it's time to find your people. The Obsidian Inner Order is the only place of its kind, the #1 Ascension Nexus for chosen ones, where over 400 of us gather to share wisdom, connect, and transform. No masks, no games, just truth. The link is in the description. If you're ready, you'll know where to find us. In a world teeming with claims of divine purpose, it becomes essential to discern the genuine chosen ones from those who exploit the title for selfish ends. Actions, not words, are the true measure of authenticity. While fake chosen ones rely on charisma and proclamations, true leaders allow their deeds to speak for them, inspiring trust and transformation without coercion or manipulation. A key factor in discernment is observing how these individuals interact with others. True chosen ones consistently uplift and empower, fostering growth without expecting anything in return. They lead by example, demonstrating love, humility, and selflessness in their actions. On the other hand, pretenders often seek loyalty or material gain, using spirituality as a facade to serve their own interests. One clear distinction lies in their treatment of power. Authentic leaders understand that power is a responsibility, not a privilege. They use their influence to create opportunities for others and to address systemic injustices. In contrast, fake chosen ones view power as a tool for domination, using it to control, exploit, or suppress dissent. This disparity becomes apparent when observing their responses to challenges. True leaders remain humble and open to feedback, while pretenders react with defensiveness or aggression. The guiding principles of a chosen one are love, compassion, and a commitment to universal truths. These principles manifest in tangible ways, such as acts of kindness, service to the community, and efforts to foster unity. A genuine leader doesn't demand recognition for these actions. Their impact naturally speaks for itself. Conversely, fake chosen ones often exploit fear or exclusivity to maintain their influence, dividing rather than uniting. Charity is one of the most reliable indicators of authenticity. Consider individuals who dedicate their time, resources, and platforms to causes larger than themselves. Whether it's feeding the hungry, advocating for marginalized groups, or creating systems of support for the disadvantaged, their actions demonstrate a profound sense of purpose. Their giving nature contrasts sharply with pretenders, who often hoard resources while preaching generosity. A striking example of discernment can be seen in the difference between leaders who build bridges and those who construct walls. True chosen ones work to bring people together, celebrating diversity and encouraging dialogue. They embrace differing perspectives as opportunities for growth. In contrast, fake chosen ones thrive on division, fostering an us versus them mentality that isolates their followers and discourages critical thinking. It's also important to examine the consistency between beliefs and actions. A true chosen one practices what they preach, aligning their behavior with the values they claim to uphold. For example, leaders who advocate for equality must demonstrate fairness in their interactions with others. When actions and beliefs align, they create trust and credibility. Pretenders, however, often fail this test, revealing hypocrisy in their actions despite lofty rhetoric. Critical thinking is your strongest tool in discerning the truth. Analyze the patterns in someone's behavior rather than being swayed by their claims. Are they genuinely serving others, or are they benefiting disproportionately from their position? Do they encourage you to question, grow, and think independently, or do they demand blind loyalty? The answers to these questions often reveal the authenticity, or lack thereof, behind their influence. Discernment lies in understanding the heart of a person's mission. True chosen ones inspire transformation by aligning their lives with universal values of love, compassion, and service. By observing their actions, you can separate those who are truly chosen from those who merely claim to be, ensuring that your trust is placed in leaders who uplift rather than exploit. The presence of true chosen ones has a transformative ripple effect on the world. Through their actions, they challenge oppressive systems, inspire movements for justice, and foster hope in the face of despair. Their ability to spark meaningful change often arises not from grand declarations, but from the quiet power of leading by example. Consider the unsung heroes of history, those who fought for civil rights, defended the oppressed, or offered aid during humanitarian crises. Figures like Rosa Parks, who refused to yield her seat, or Malala Yousafzai, who risked her life for girls' education, exemplify the power of purpose and conviction. Though they may not have claimed a divine calling, their actions revealed a chosen path, to stand for justice and equality in the face of overwhelming opposition. Chosen ones often inspire others to rise beyond their perceived limitations. By embodying courage and selflessness, they remind people of the potential for greatness within themselves. Their impact extends far beyond their immediate actions, planting seeds of change in the minds and hearts of those who witness their example. Movements are born from such inspiration, as ordinary individuals find themselves called to extraordinary deeds. Even in the smallest of communities, chosen ones leave their mark. A teacher who mentors underprivileged students, a doctor who provides care in underserved regions, or a neighbor who fosters unity in times of conflict, all demonstrate the profound impact of individuals guided by a sense of purpose. These everyday heroes prove that being chosen isn't confined to fame or recognition. It's about making a difference where it matters most. True chosen ones often endure immense challenges. Their journeys are rarely easy, as they face resistance, criticism, or even danger. Yet their resilience in the face of adversity amplifies their influence. Their ability to persevere despite hardships shows others that purpose is not just a calling, but a commitment to enduring and overcoming obstacles. The actions of chosen ones create a legacy that transcends their lifetime. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, who championed nonviolent resistance, or Nelson Mandela, who fought against apartheid, remind us of the enduring power of authenticity and dedication. Their work has inspired generations, proving that true influence doesn't end when their physical presence does. Instead, their spirit continues to guide those who follow. What sets chosen ones apart is their ability to unite rather than divide. They bridge gaps between cultures, ideologies, and experiences, fostering dialogue and understanding. By focusing on shared values and collective progress, they build communities that thrive on collaboration rather than competition. This inclusive approach is a hallmark of their impact, leaving behind a world that is stronger and more connected. Their influence isn't confined to large-scale movements or historical moments. Even small acts of kindness, listening to someone in need, standing up for what's right, or encouraging a struggling soul, have the power to transform lives. Chosen ones understand that every interaction is an opportunity to uplift, and it's often in these quiet personal moments that their impact is felt most deeply. The enduring legacy of chosen ones lies in their ability to ignite change in others. By living authentically and serving selflessly, they encourage those around them to embrace their own purpose. The world doesn't just benefit from their direct contributions, it's transformed by the generations of inspired individuals they leave in their wake. The allure of being a chosen one is undeniable. To be seen as someone with divine purpose or exceptional destiny carries an aura of power, respect, and admiration. In a world where standing out is often equated with success, the identity of being chosen can feel like the ultimate shortcut to significance. For some, the temptation to claim such a title becomes irresistible, even when it's based on pretense rather than authenticity. One of the most common motivations behind pretending to be a chosen one is the desire for attention and recognition. These individuals often crave acknowledgement and find that presenting themselves as divinely ordained or uniquely enlightened instantly attracts fascination. By positioning themselves as spiritual guides, visionaries, or saviors, they create an image that demands admiration, even when their actions fail to justify such reverence. Control and manipulation are also powerful incentives for adopting the guise of a chosen one. Pretenders use the perceived authority of being chosen to gain influence over others, often exploiting the trust and vulnerability of their followers. Cult leaders like Jim Jones exemplify this dynamic, promising salvation or enlightenment while secretly using their position for personal gain. The ability to dictate beliefs and behaviors gives them a sense of power that feeds their ego. For some, pretending to be chosen serves as a means to elevate themselves above criticism or accountability. Declaring oneself as divinely inspired or spiritually superior creates a shield against scrutiny. Any challenge to their authority can be dismissed as ignorance or lack of faith, allowing them to operate without the constraints of questioning or opposition. This tactic not only reinforces their control, but also discourages critical thinking among their followers. Ego plays a significant role in driving the pretense of being chosen. For individuals who see themselves as exceptional but lack the humility or resilience to earn respect authentically, claiming to be a chosen one becomes a way to validate their sense of importance. This fabricated identity allows them to project an image of superiority, positioning themselves as guides or leaders, while avoiding the self-reflection that true leadership requires. The fear of mediocrity is another potent motivator. In a society that often equates worth with achievement or notoriety, the idea of living an ordinary life can feel unbearable to some. Pretending to be chosen provides an escape from this fear, offering a sense of purpose and distinction, even if it's built on falsehoods. This pursuit of significance often prioritizes appearance over substance, with little regard for the harm caused to others. These tendencies are not confined to cult leaders or public figures. They manifest in everyday situations as well. A co-worker who insists their ideas are superior because they're guided by higher insight mirrors the same dynamics of false authority. Similarly, a friend who uses spirituality as a way to assert moral superiority reflects the traits of a fake chosen one. These behaviors are less about genuine belief and more about satisfying personal insecurities. Pretending to be chosen can also provide a sense of belonging or identity for those who feel lost or disconnected. By adopting the role of a chosen one, they create a narrative that gives their life meaning and positions them as part of something greater. However, this fabricated identity often leads to isolation, as their need to maintain the illusion prevents authentic connections with others. Despite their motivations, pretenders often underestimate the responsibilities that come with being a true chosen one. While the title may bring temporary power or admiration, it also carries the expectation of integrity, selflessness, and resilience. When their facade begins to crumble under scrutiny or challenge, the consequences can be severe, leaving their followers disillusioned and their reputations irreparably damaged. The rise of false chosen ones serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of elevating appearances over authenticity. It's a reminder that true purpose cannot be faked, and that those who seek power or validation through deception will ultimately face the consequences of their actions. Pretenders may temporarily capture attention, but they lack the substance to inspire meaningful or lasting change. For those who pretend to be chosen ones, the path they tread is fraught with inevitable consequences. Misrepresentation carries a heavy price, not only for the pretenders themselves, but also for those who place their trust in them. While their facades may bring short-term influence or admiration, they ultimately face exposure, disillusionment, and the collapse of their carefully constructed personas. The consequences of being unmasked as a fraud can be devastating. Once their true intentions are revealed, pretenders often lose the credibility and power they worked so hard to accumulate. Followers, feeling betrayed, may abandon them entirely, leaving the pretenders isolated and stripped of the authority they once wielded. For many, this exposure is accompanied by public disgrace, legal repercussions, or both. Consider the fate of Jim Jones, who led his followers to tragedy under the guise of being a messianic leader. His inability to maintain his deception in the face of mounting scrutiny led to the horrific events of Jonestown, where hundreds lost their lives. While Jones wielded immense influence for a time, his legacy is one of infamy, marked by the devastating consequences of his false claims. Pretenders who avoid such dramatic ends are not exempt from accountability. Over time, their inability to live up to the standards of a true chosen one becomes apparent. Their failure to practice what they preach or to deliver on their promises erodes trust, exposing their lack of authenticity. While they may avoid public scandals, the disintegration of their influence is a gradual but inevitable process. On the other hand, the journey of a true chosen one is neither easy nor glamorous. Authenticity requires sacrifice, humility, and resilience. True chosen ones endure challenges that test their resolve, but their commitment to their purpose strengthens them. Their actions are rooted in selflessness, and their impact often outlives them, inspiring generations to come. This stands in stark contrast to pretenders, whose influence is fleeting and self-serving. The distinction between the authentic and the fraudulent lies in their alignment with universal principles. True chosen ones operate from a place of love, compassion, and service, leaving a legacy of transformation and healing. Pretenders, by contrast, operate from a place of ego and greed, leaving a trail of broken trust and harm. The stark difference in their outcomes serves as a warning to those tempted to exploit the identity of a chosen one for personal gain. For those who claim to be chosen without embodying its responsibilities, the warning is clear. Deception cannot sustain true influence. The weight of their misrepresentation will inevitably collapse under scrutiny, leaving them exposed and accountable for the harm they've caused. While the allure of power and admiration may seem worth the risk, the reality of their eventual downfall is a sobering reminder of the cost of pretense. True fulfillment comes not from claiming to be chosen, but from aligning with the values that define it: humility, service, and authenticity. Those who attempt to bypass these principles by pretending to be chosen ones may gain temporary recognition, but they miss the deeper reward of genuine purpose and connection. In the end, only authenticity prevails. Not everyone who claims to be a chosen one is aligned with the values and purpose that define true authenticity. The actions of a genuine chosen one speak louder than any proclamations, revealing a life rooted in selflessness, integrity, and a deep commitment to uplifting others. On the other hand, pretenders, driven by ego, manipulation, or personal gain, inevitably expose themselves through their actions, or lack thereof. In a world brimming with voices clamoring for attention, the responsibility lies with you to discern truth from deception. Look beyond words to deeds, and measure a leader by the positive change they create in the lives of others. Authenticity isn't hidden. It radiates in the compassion, humility, and resilience of those truly chosen to inspire and serve. As you navigate the influences in your life, evaluate the spiritual leaders, mentors, or influencers you follow. Ask yourself, are their actions consistent with their message? Do they bring people together or create division? Are they serving others selflessly or seeking personal gain? By asking these questions, you ensure your trust is placed in those who genuinely embody the values they espouse. The path of the chosen one is not an easy one. It demands sacrifice, dedication, and unwavering alignment with universal truths. Those who walk this path inspire transformation and leave a legacy of hope and healing. Now it's your turn to choose. Will you embrace the lessons of true chosen ones and strive to live with authenticity? Or will you follow those whose claims are mere illusions, leading only to disillusionment?